Hey viewers, you're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. In a deeply provocative and alarming move, Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir has issued a direct nuclear threat against India while signaling out industrialist Mukesh Ambani in a targeted outburst that has sparked outrage across diplomatic and strategic circles. Speaking at a private event in Florida, Asim Munir unleashed a tirade that went beyond typical military rhetoric, invoking religious symbolism and openly suggesting economic sabotage. His statements, reported by the print, are being seen as not only irresponsible but dangerous, coming from the top commander of a nuclear-armed state. During his speech, Asim Munir recalled an earlier incident where he allegedly authorized a tweet pairing a verse from the Quran's Surah Al-Fil with a photograph of Ambani. The verse, which refers to divine retribution through birds dropping stones on enemy forces, was clearly intended as a metaphor for Pakistan's proposed retaliation in the event of conflict. Ek tweet karwaya tha, with Surah Fil and a picture of Mukesh Ambani to show them what we will do the next time, Munir stated proudly. This wasn't merely religious posturing, it was a coded threat against one of India's most influential business figures made in front of an international audience. The implications of this statement are severe. By invoking divine imagery and threatening a specific individual, Asim Munir has crossed a line from military grandstanding into psychological warfare, targeting India's economic pillars. He went further, declaring that any further future confrontation with India would begin in the country's eastern regions, where its most valuable resources are located, clearly hinting at efforts to cripple India's financial and industrial core. His words, "We'll start from India's east, where they have located their most valuable resources, and then move westwards," painting a chilling picture of a military strategy designed not just for territorial aggression, but for economic decapitation. Munir didn't stop there. He also referred to the ongoing dispute over the Indus Waters Treaty, warning that India's decision regarding river management could endanger 250 million people and that Pakistan would retaliate by launching 10 missiles at new dam built by India. These statements, coming from a man who recently compared his own country to a dump truck full of gravel, ready to crash into India's shining Mercedes, highlight his worldview. In his metaphor, the damage inflicted by Pakistan, even at the cost of self-destruction, would be worthwhile if it meant derailing India's trajectory. By directly naming a private citizen and aligning that name with Quranic verse of destruction, Munir has politicized religion, militarized economic rivalry, and escalated the India-Pakistan narrative to an entirely new and disturbing level. India has not yet issued an official response, but strategic observers are already calling for a calibrated but firm diplomatic rebuke. This movement underscores the growing need to secure the nation's economic infrastructure and protect its key business leaders from not only cyber and financial attacks, but also physical and geopolitical threats. Asim Munir's outburst must be seen as more than the ramblings of an insecure general. It is a declaration of economic warfare veiled in religious language intended to stoke fear, signal intent, and provoke instability. In a global context where economic resilience increasingly defines national power, this targeted threat against Mukesh Ambani is symbolic of Pakistan's desperation and strategic drift. India, now a rising global power, cannot afford to take such rhetoric lightly, especially when it comes from the highest ranks of its most volatile neighbor. The threat to Ambani is not just personal, it is an attack on the very symbols of India's ascent. That's all for now. Stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.